Hello everybody! So, I got a new mic. Hopefully, now I'll be able to make higher quality garbage when all my technical difficulties are all set up and fixed. So yeah, I'm doing another SCP video. Haven't done this in a while. This was actually a request by Lightwish Light. He requested some obscure SCPs, so here we go. He started with 1730. Yeah, that's 173 times 10. Who knows how bad this will be. It's what happened to Site 13. I think I may have heard a reading of this before, but I don't know. And no, I'm not reading the debriefing reports. Hell no. We got an already kind of long one. A 001 document. And I'm probably gonna do another obscure one that I'm pretty sure Eastern SCP Sideshow hasn't done and Gmodon hasn't done. So, yeah, no liquefying vibrator. No, I'm not even kidding. That was a real thing. Also, sorry if the audio's off. I just got this mic, and frankly, my computer's making the whole volume thing, volume adjustment for it, impossible to find. Because, of course, why can a device made to be used be easy to use? But, enough of my ranting, let's go. Special SCP-1730. So, level 4 classified. Object class neutralized. Special containment procedures. A circular perimeter has been established 2 kilometers from SCP-1730. Oh yeah, I got my heater on. And I assume this person wants me to do a riff, considering it was on the Dr. Kondraki video. So, a circular perimeter has been established 2 kilometers from 1730. And a quarantine zone has been established 1 kilometer from SCP-1730. Personnel who enter 1730 must first undergo class... Shit, I'm terrible at Roman numerals. VII. I think that's 4. Yeah, Class 4 hazardous contact preparation measures, including the application of a modified Maxwell-Hardin. Dare I ask what that is? No, I'm not going to make a dick joke. It's too easy. Hazardous material reinforced airtight suit. Modified... Oh, Maxwell-Hardin hazardous material reinforced airtight suit. Okay. The application of these protective measures may only take place at the provisional Site-23 quarantine main gate. Individuals attempting to exit the quarantined area must first submit to thorough decontamination protocols as administered by the quarantine security staff. Individuals failing to meet the quarantine extraction perimeters are to be held for further decontamination, or in the event decontamination becomes unfeasible, termination. You know, I know they get their D class from death row, but honestly, I'm pretty sure that the D class they use up in a year, whether it's just testing or feeding that fountain SCP, where are they getting all these D class from? I mean, seriously. Unless there's another SCP we don't know about. Or that I haven't read yet, because there's, about, well, like, because there seems to be almost well over 4,000 SCPs written down, so, hey. Yes, containment update blank/blank/blank dangerous biological and cognitohazardous entities have been resulted in high casualties of security rescue teams. Mobile Task Force Zeta 9 Mole Rats has been assigned to all current exploration efforts. Containment update, probably same date. Due to the events detailed in Exploration Log 7, all future exploration of 1730 has been suspended indefinitely, pending overseer approval. 2/1/16. Long before we realized 2016 was going to be a shithole year. Due to information gathered by Foundation surveillance teams, exploration and recovery efforts into Site-13 are no longer indefinitely suspended. Details will be available on a need-to-know basis. Well, we're the reader, so we need to know. Assigned mobile task force units will be alerted by their superior officers. Containment update 5/15/17. Well into us finding out 2017 was going to be even worse. Or was it just we were going to find out was it going to be another shithole year? I can't remember. So much shit happened. Mobile Task Forces Apollo 3, Game Wardens, and Tau 5, Samsara, are activated and assigned to exploration of 1730. See Addendum 1730.8 for details. Wait, I just realized, instead of sending D-Class in for this, they could just send drones in. Honestly. And I just realized that they could terminate so many SCPs with that fountain and 682. Hey. If you terminate... Hey, at least one's getting terminated, so it's a win-win situation. Anyways, 6/22/17. Due to the events detailed in Addendum 1730.9, SCP-1730 has been reclassified as neutralized. Additional research efforts are ongoing. Debriefing reports will become available as they are declassified. I sure hope Dr. Bright and SCP-963 aren't neutralized. Ever. I want to know what he's not allowed to do more. File serve notice. The following is the SCP-1730 data file, as it appeared before its reclassification as neutralized. Some errors may persist. Description: SCP-1730 is a large, complex structure 15 kilometers northwest of the U.S.-Mexico border within Big Bend Ranch State Park. Cards Against Humanity did this Saves America thing, and the first thing was, for $15, they'd sell you 1 square foot of land on the US-Mexico border. And guess what I have an official certification of ownership of? This is going to be so much fun. And I may have mentioned this in another video, but screw it, I'm saying it again because I probably didn't. I may also have 1 square foot of land in Hawaii from an earlier Cartoons Humanity thing. You know what that means? I'm an actual emperor! Ha 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 ha. I am a... Ha ha ha. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Where were we? That was Ranch State Park. That was discovered on June 5th, blank. Due to the isolated nature of the complex and the low survival rate of individuals who come in contact with it, it is possible that 1730 had been previously discovered, but unreported. Well, yeah, so is that bacteria that killed the one guy, but he never got to tell anyone. I don't know if that was a real story, but it probably happened sometime in history. SCP-1730 bears identifying marks and contains documents to support the claim that 1730 was at one point Foundation Site 13. Originally located near Nome, Alaska, this conflicts with current records, which show that Site 13 was a project that, while indeed intended to be constructed in Nome, was scrapped for the larger and more advanced Site 19 and never completed. Why not have both? You seem to have infinite resources. And why you not call Site 19 Site 13? Unless if there's some detail about the SCP thing I don't know about. Anyways. And never completed. Flora located on site may have been traced back to those native to the Alaskan region. However, SCP-1730 came to be... how 1730 came to be at its current location is unknown. But it was too fucking cold. SCP-1730 is in a severe state of disrepair and appears to have been left abandoned for an extended period of time. The site power generator has continued to operate in a damaged state, despite a number of fuel leaks and fires throughout the facility. Now you guys would use, say, something less dangerous, like solar or nuclear. Come on. You've got a few power generating SCPs, I know. Anyways. This has resulted in imminent power failures throughout the site, hindering exploration and rescue efforts. Just bring a fucking flashlight and a blowtorch. And some dynamite. The origin of SCP-1730 is unknown, as in the nature of many of the anomalous entities contained within. It is confirmed that... Okay, come on. You only know the origin of, like, 12 SCPs. We don't exactly care. Yes. It is confirmed that the 2nd through 15th basement levels were utilized for entity containment, though the state of that containment has deteriorated significantly. It is believed that a contingent of human survivors exists somewhere deep in the lower basement levels of the facility. Messages written in English have been discovered throughout the site, consisting of warnings such as danger and death here, and other messages such as "not my body" and "bleed." Whoever wrote this is terrible at grammar. Not a grammar Nazi, but come on. Comma, and, no, it's just comma, thing, and for the end. Seriously, yeah. A reoccurring message, "What happened to Site 13?" has been found in several different locations in the basement. Yes, because someone's gonna respond. Wait, you were there, asshole. You should know. Several logs of data have been collected by the remaining functional site terminals, the relevant data of which is contained in the addendums below. Worth noting is that inconsistencies exist between the logs and what has been determined through exploration, including site layout, staff makeup, and contain anomalies. These things I will not, in fact, be reading to you for the aforementioned reasons. So, yeah. Now, let's look up SCP-001-5. Sure, it's not the factory, but I'll find it. Okay, so as it turns out, I misread their comment. They're not saying 001-5 is the flesh that hates it. They were suggesting 3 things. I'm kind of an idiot. So I'll actually save 005 for another day, considering it is actually famous and, well, has been done a few times. By Eastern Sideshow SCP in the recommended bar of the very video they commented on. I just thought that was kind of funny. But I will do the flesh that hates, and another random one that's... yeah, that image is fucking creepy. So, SCP-610, Keter. So, due to the vast area of infection SCP-610 covers, containment is impossible. So we're fucked? Yeah, we're fucked. Isolation of the area has proved far more effective, and permission has been granted by the Russian government to establish a perimeter to keep people out of these areas under the guise of military operations. Oh, come on. We're human. It's a human government. You know for a fact they'll be trying to find a way to weaponize it. You'd have to be an idiot not to realize that. So, should any organism displaying traits consistent with 610 be sighted near this perimeter, then the established protocol requires it to be engaged at a range with its small arms until immobile. Why small arms and not, say, a sniper or a machine gun or fucking bazooka? Seriously, this is a Keter. Use everything. Nuke it. Oh. And then until immobile, then dispatched using incendiary weapons, ammunitions, from as great a distance as possible. Any living thing coming in physical contact with an organism infected with SCP-610 is considered expendable and is to be immediately terminated and incinerated. Thanks for the thoughts. Any person coming within 3 meters of 610 infected life are to be immediately withdrawn from the area, be isolated from the rest of their team, and subjected to medical examination using only remote techniques to determine if infection has occurred, and appropriate steps taken based on that determination. At present, the known infection vectors for 610's spread seem to be focused on physical contact. Drone movements within heavily infected areas have returned air samples containing minute particulate, which, when exposed to organic compounds, will result in the spread of 610. Wait, does that mean organic as in organic life, or organic in the chemical and literal sense of carbon-based? Because at that point, fucking everything is going to be infected. Tests have revealed that most require several days. The result of these particular tests have revealed that most required several days to manifest, if at all, with the exception of direct contact with exposing lung and liver tissue. These particular tests show a rapid rate of growth, which requires incineration of the testing environment no more than 24 hours after initial exposure, with even a 2-hour mishap risking a compromised facility event. Given that this kind of rapid growth only occurs in organic material existing outside of the human body, this form of infection is currently considered a minor concern. These peculiarities have given rise to a series of questions regarding the possible origin of the infection in conjunction with a failed data expunged. They failed to expunge data? God damn, this thing's powerful. Containment protocol remains at a scorched earth policy at this time. Scorched earth. That was one of my favorite Pro Jared reviews. Remains a scorched earth policy at this time, and no concern for transmission via water or air at infection perimeters exists, barring situational changes in the field. Description. Initial reports of SCP-610 came direct from the Russian government through undisclosable channels. These reports consisted primarily of disappearances of farmers in the region and were not considered until the local police, followed by regional police, and finally a government-dispatched agent, all failed to report within a 72-hour period. A small military contingent was dispatched to the area and quickly withdrew, at which point the Foundation was contacted to investigate. I'm surprised no one's used SCPs to try to take over the world at this point. Seriously, that would be the first thing I do. Just let 682 loose and have, as well as 173, and probably a few others. And then just have a fucking field day. I'd be like a kid in a candy store. Hell, I'd probably end up putting 079 online. And into a Harvard supercomputer. Or whatever. Just for the hell of it. Anyways. The Area 610... the Area 610 effects is close to Lake Baikal in southern Siberia. Oh my god, they predicted the stupid fucking meme that just started a few days ago. A few weeks ago, sorry. In southern Siberia. Fun fact about Siberia. About 250 million years ago, thanks to massive deposits of coal, and natural gases, as well as a volcano eruption, it sparked the Permian mass extinction, which nearly eradicated all life on Earth. Just that you'd like to know about the time 95% of all life was destroyed because of some dead trees and a hot mountain in Russia. Just saying. Vital areas of known infection are marked on the map provided to us here. Containment perimeters are marked in blue surrounding these infection areas. As of present, no further locations have been identified. Incursions in the perimeter must be reported prior to conducting, confirmed during exploration, and debriefing on immediately following return. SCP-610 appears to be a contagious skin disease at first, with symptoms including rash, itching, and increased skin sensitivity. Within 3 hours, the disease will cause blemishes, resembling heavy scar tissue, to form in the chest and arm areas, spreading to the legs and back within an hour. Seriously, just reading this is making me itchy. Consuming the victim completely within 5 hours. Exposure to high temperatures vastly decreases the time for the contagion to spread, and complete infections have been recorded and occurring in as little as 5 minutes. Jesus fuck. After the completion of the infection occurs, the victim's life functions will cease for approximately 3 minutes, after which they will restart at 2 to 3 times the rate of a normal human. Following this, the scar tissue on the victims will start to move of its own accord and grow at a rapid rate. Normal human features start to disappear at this point under the infection, and the path of the mutation appears to be largely random. Subjects observed in this state of infection have been recorded as growing 3 or more limbs of a type, such as arms or legs. Yeah, that's what a limb is, you idiots. The head may become misshapen and elongate or widen out, and parts of the subject may split open, form which additional branches of flesh will grow. Okay. The duration of this stage of infection is unknown, and not all subjects appear to progress in later stages. Under unknown conditions, an infected individual will cease moving and place itself in a location it deems suitable. shit, I lost my place. Deemed suitable where it roots itself, sorry. The fleshy growth on the victim will then begin to spread itself across all surrounding objects and consume them. Such objects do not spread the infection as the living creatures do. However, and the effect of prolonged contact with these objects is recorded later in this document. It is assumed that this behavior is to create an area hospitable to continued growth of the other infected. Observation of life infected by SCP-610 by staff is impossible. Those infected with the disease immediately seek out aid as natural human impulse resulting from unintended infections. Yeah, but intended infections... Oh wait, what the fuck am I talking about? Everyone pretended to be sick at least once. So I guess technically there are intended infections. And then there's also virophage therapy. And those people who use tapeworms for diets. I'm not kidding. People are very, very dumb. But, yeah. It is assumed that this behavior is to create an area... Those infected past the scar tissue phase actively and aggressively attempt to infect anyone approaching them within an undefined area. It has been established that should an infected be capable of sight and observe an uninfected, it will proceed towards them. If the infected has lost the ability of sight, a range of approximately 30 meters is considered safe. Observation of SCP-610 infected settlements has been established using artificial methods such as remote robots. See, they have fucking drones. They have no reason to use D-class half the time. The data returned from these observations, coupled with an openly aggressive nature of the infected to attempt to spread SCP-610, has resulted in the Keter classification. And yet, due to the indestructible and omnicidal nature of 682, it only gets Euclid. And somehow 079 is also Euclid, despite it just being... it basically being trapped in a fucking box and having anterograde amnesia. Let's be fucking honest here. However, so long as nothing is allowed to enter or leave the infected areas, it is considered a neutralized threat. Of concern are the cavernous areas beneath the infected settlements that were discovered during the exploration and attempts to get research personnel into these infected areas. I'm now reading the field logs. So, yeah, let's just go with some random shit. Nope. Ooh. I see. Dot 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 dot. Oh. This is honestly just a picture book SCP. We have a picture book SCP log. Okay. Let me see if I can decipher this. This is an escaped Keter. Based on the caution sign with a key lock that is broken. Apparently it's a mimetic hazard that can only be seen through images. Though it has one right here that looks kind of like a horsey. It can only be it's not to be tested on anyone other than rank 4 or O5 command. Information. It seems to be like 10 feet tall with the agehyo, or whatever that anime term is. It's got tendrils. It produces fluid. It can phase through any... It's uncontainable. This image contradicts, considering it said it couldn't be spoken of. Or maybe this was, you're not allowed to do any of this. Oh, that actually makes sense. Oh, the images... Like, oh, clever. The drawings... Oh. Okay, so let me retry. The drawings and sketches of this thing are safe. However, speaking of it, saving information on it or documents are not. That's how it spreads. The images are only to be done by the highest rankings. It produces a sort of oil. It's got tendrils. It's impossible to contain unless if it's only done like this, so it can't spread. It doesn't like images or just raw data. No, it likes the information spreading. I guess it causes fear. And absorbing people. That is fucking clever. Okay, we're going with 3250, Jesus Fried Chicken. Okay, so I'm back, and I just realized, creates bizarre toys that are very complex, but also anomalous, is Think Geek Wondertainment. Food for thought? I mean, hell, I have a magnetic hourglass right here. And I've gotten all of the dust to the top at least once. I mean, twice, sorry. Ugh. But yeah, Jesus Fried Chicken. I can't make this shit up. But someone else can, apparently. Anyways, it's a safe object. Unlike special containment procedures. A sample of the original Kentucky Fried Chicken, elaborate in secret herbs and spices, is to be kept in a standard safe class item locker in Site 88. 88? What the fuck? How many sites do these things have? A digital copy of the recipe is available on the Site 88 database. Do you have Coca-Cola's secret recipe? You know what? Fuck that. Do you have the Krabby Patty secret formula? I will gladly help you with shit for them. Widespread reproduction of 3250's effects have been made impossible due to the exclusive rights of Kentucky Fried Chicken to market and sell chicken flavored with its trademark secret recipe. Well, if it's trademark, then it can't be a secret. That's why WD-40 was never patented. So if you can find the recipe, you, sir, will be fucking rich. As well as the acquisition of the blank family plantation. Can't be Sanders, not long enough. Through a foundation front and subsequent monopoly established on the blank variety peppercorn. You asses. Do you know how bad that is for an economy? Public knowledge of the substitution of Kentucky Fried Chicken's secret 11 secret herbs and spices recipe is to be suppressed. You know, let's fucking look it up. KFC 11 herbs and spices. Okay, it's the first thing that comes up on Google. Okay, the 11 spices. 2/3 a tablespoon of salt, half a tablespoon of thyme, I assume these TS's, half a tablespoon of basil, 1/3 a tablespoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon celery salt, 1 tablespoon black pepper, 1 tablespoon dried mustard, 4 tablespoons paprika, 2 tablespoons garlic bread, 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, 3 tablespoons of white pepper. There. I have undermined the SCP Foundation. You're welcome. What the fuck am I doing? 3250 is a particular anomaly affecting individuals who have consumed pressure-cooked fried chicken seasoned with the KFC's proprietary 11 secret herbs and spices for a period of time after consumption. For a period of time after consumption, people affected by the anomaly will perceive depictions of Jesus Christ as being altered to resemble American businessmen and restaurant into our Colonel Harlan David Sanders. It's Jesus dressed like Colonel Sanders. Clad in his trademark white suit and bolo tie, altered depictions will be of similar art style to the original. All manner of visual depictions are affected, including secular depictions. Wait. Does it have to be a specific kind of thing? How many people have experienced this? Why are you even trying to suppress it? It's who the fuck doesn't want to meet Jesus dressed as Colonel Sanders? Seriously, that's the sort of thing people do drugs for. Normally I'd say I don't condone drugs, but hey, you do whatever the fuck you want. I can't control your life. I'm just a fucking video. Oh. Yes, the perceived degree of resemblance between the two depiction of Christ and Colonel Sanders diminishes with time, fading completely after 1 to 2 hours following consumption of a typical 3-piece chicken meal. Consuming larger quantities of chicken results in this effect persisting for longer. An upper limit to this effect has been recorded at approximately 72 hours following consumption of an entire 20-piece chicken bucket in one sitting. Jesus fuck, Cartman. Based on analysis of KFC sales and church attendance in the U.S., it is estimated that at least 150,000 North Americans have at one time been affected by 3250 since the first reported case of the anomaly in January 1974. Would that be a rise or dip in it? I mean, sure, if people associated Jesus with Colonel Sanders, of course they'd go more. I'm pretty sure just visiting my channel is blasphemy at this point. Yeah. Reports of manifestations outside of the North American continent have been sparse, likely due to the substitution of highly perishable and locally sourced blank variety peppercorns used in seasoning recipe in foreign markets. The majority of SCP-3250 cases are believed to remain unreported due to the temporary nature of the effect and the natural human tendency to preserve normality and maintain a consensus reality. Wouldn't KFC have gotten in trouble because of allegedly putting drugs in their chicken? And wouldn't this have come up in testing? And wouldn't we all be cool with it because it's fucking Jesus dressed as Colonel Sanders as the funniest fucking thing ever? I cannot make this up. We might actually get some answers. History. Prior to identification of its source, knowledge of SCP-3250 was suppressed through localized distribution of amnestics wherever encountered by field agents, even though you'd probably be missing a couple thousand. This was sufficient to catalyze self-suppression among affected members of the populace. Extensive testing conducted by Site-88 researchers determined the factors for its cause in 1974. Full-scale containment of SCP-3250 was soon enacted, culminating in the infiltration of Kentucky Fried Chicken's Louisville headquarters by a joint Foundation UIU task force in April 1975. I'm still not seeing a flaw with this. What is the problem? You yourself said it was safe. Embedded agents were successful in accessing the locked safe containing the anomalous recipe and replacing it with a gratuitously similar substitute. Contacts with Griffith Laboratories and McCormick and Company were also altered accordingly by covert agents. Screw this. Allowing the replacement recipe to propagate throughout the North American supply chain in a matter of months. Total containment of 3250 is believed to have been completed by October of the same year. Why? Come on! There is no problem with this. In December 1975, following his public statements on altered quality of KFC's recipes, refer to document 3250-H-066, Sanders was designated as Person of Interest 3250 and placed under covert observation. A settlement was privately reached with Sanders in 1976 through Foundation contacts in Hubline Incorporated, then parent company of KFC, offering a payout of $1 million as compensation. $1 million? I know it was probably worth a lot more back then, but seriously, that is a fucking low amount. I mean, come on. And plus, it was probably a serious drop in sales. You stole their important recipe, which was their intellectual property, and you were probably hurting sales by, making people stop seeing Jesus dressed as Colonel Sanders. I will never get over this. I wonder if anyone's cosplayed like that. But yeah. Regardless, Sanders continued to publicly denigrate the quality of KFC's culinary standards, and maintained the assertion that his original recipes had been altered by Hubline Incorporated until his death in 1980. Investigations into Sanders and his association with esoteric, clandestine organizations continued until his death in 1980, finding nothing unusual in both his history and former ties. But his current tie, It was concluded that Sanders was neither aware nor responsible for the 3250 phenomenon. Yeah, it was just a bunch of chemicals. All working together in the brain. Addendum. List of notable 3250 manifestations requiring foundation suppression. 001 9/1/1974. Fuck off, software update. Apple, what the fuck? As 3 patrons of the blank church in Biloxi, Mississippi, claim to have been seeing a depiction of Colonel Sanders in the stained glass windows of the church. As the sighting was not shared by any other church patrons, it passed without incident. This is the earliest recorded sighting of an SCP-3250 manifestation. Sighting number 12. 16/2/74. Sighting details. 56-year-old Howard Brooks of Hialeah, Florida, reported the theft of a Renaissance-era painting of Jesus Christ in his holiday home and replaced it with a painting in similar style of Colonel Sanders. As the 3250 manifestation was observable only in Brooks alone, it was ignored by local authorities. Subsequent investigation by UIU agents revealed that Brooks had consumed KFC for lunch. A connection was noted between this anomalous occurrence and the 11 others, leading to the UIU's initial classification of the 3250 phenomena. Yeah, you'd probably give it the Keter Class 2. Foundation assistance was later requested due to the scale of the phenomena, because it's, KFC, which was established to be too large to handle that with existing UIU resources alone. 13. 14/4/74. D01776 was served a 3-piece meal of the original recipe KFC and was directed to consume it, which she did in one sitting. D whatever was then shown a statue of Jesus Christ on the cross. When asked to describe it, she said she reported the statue depicted with a crucified Colonel Sanders grimacing in pain with boiling palm oil oozing from his wounds. This was the first successful replication of an SCP-3250 manifestation in containment. Efforts are to alter the 11 secret herbs and spices recipe began. Screw you! That would have been the funniest thing ever. 234 9/5/1974. A group of 12 tourists in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, reported the alteration of the statue of Christ, the Redeemer, into an equally sized statue of Colonel Sanders, with arms outstretched and holding a fried chicken drumstick in each hand. The tourists were investigated by the Foundation agents, who learned that they had shared a meal of Kentucky Fried Chicken at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport 2 hours prior to their departure. This is so far the only recorded 3250 manifestation outside of the North American continent. That small separation between North and South America, that's artificial. In my eyes, it is still one landmass, and there is no reason for it to be considered two continents. Yeah. American continent, and was successfully covered up through use of Class B amnestics. Dude, you could have just said they were on fucking drugs or hallucinating. Sighting 458. July 1974 estimated. Showing sighting details. In the largest sighting to date, blank civilians in the town of Van Gogh, Iowa, reported a 50-foot-high sighting of Colonel Sanders in the sky above their hometown shortly after a church service. The apparition remained for 12 minutes before dissipating. Are they implying Jesus was in the fucking sky, or that they were just seeing things? It was later determined that Kentucky Fried Chicken had been supplied for the Mass catering at the church's lunch buffet. It is the largest known sighting to date, occurring shortly before the successful replacement of the original recipe. The resultant mass hysteria caused by the sighting is documented in Incident Report 3250-100-927. What the hell am I reading? Addendum. That number I just said. Incident summary. Reports of missing truckers in the vicinity of CRW 66, Louisiana County, Iowa, are traced to the town of Van Gogh, population 146. The responsibility for investigating the disturbance was assigned to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Unusual Incidents Unit, due to the local Foundation resources being diverted to the mass cover-up of SCP-3250. Bitch, you have infinite resources. Just admit it. On 9/08/1974, UIU Special Agents C. Lewis and D. Tucker are eventually deployed on the locale. I've been reading too much of this. At 9:93 hours, the agents reported discovering the wreckages of 7 tractor trailers in a runaway truck ramp 1.2 miles from Van Gogh. Investigation reveals that severely burnt and decomposed remains of the missing truckers, judging from the evidence present, namely char stains on the passenger seat of the driver's seat, the lack of any burn damage to the vehicle, signs of forced entry via blunt instruments, and the cinder block bricks duct taped to the gas pedal of each vehicle. Agent Lewis surmises that the truckers were immolated after exiting their vehicles and placed back into their seats, after which their vehicles were sent on a cruise control down the highway until they crashed into the ramp. The fuck? At 1010 hours, Agents Lewis and Tucker report a strong smell of burning oil and KFC. Throughout this, a loud crackling is heard in the background. Agent Tucker claims the crackling sound is not due to radio static. Radio contact is soon lost. So it was static. Contact is only reestablished at 10:21 hours, with severely reduced audio quality. Hey, at least it isn't... Well, hey, could be worse. Could be the quality of my videos. Agent Lewis checks in, reporting that their car was ambushed by an improvised grease-based incendiary trap. At the sporadic gunfire from unseen assailants forced them to abandon their vehicle and proceed on foot. They find shelter in an empty house, further reporting that the majority of houses in Van Gogh appear to be devoid of occupants. Agent Lewis disobeys their direct order to remain in place and leads Agent Tucker on to investigate the situation. They proceed to move from house to house, narrowly avoiding patrol of men and women clad in golden brown cloaks and armed with hunting rifles. Meanwhile, UIU local command links up with Foundation contacts, explaining the situation. In conjunction with UIU, Special Agent K. Milford MTF Pi 46 is mobilized to secure the town of Van Gogh. At 1029 hours, loud crunching noises are heard. Agent Tucker reports that the ground nearer to the town center is covered in deep-fried chicken parts. Upon closer inspection, chicken parts appear to be carefully arranged so that it points towards the town's Southern Baptist Church. The agents proceed to approach the church to investigate. At 10:34 hours, another set of crunching noises are heard in the distance. Soon the radio feed is cut. Following this, no further radio contact can be established with either agent. The armed convoy bearing MTF Pi 46 sights Van Gogh at 1200 hours, confirming the presence of the crashed tractor trailers and the burnt wreckage of the agent's car. Civilian resistance surrenders quickly at the sight of the convoy, believing them to be the National Guard, and are quickly subdued with Class A amnestics. Agents Lewis and Tucker are found to be alive in a ditch adjacent to the burning church, where they had taken shelter. Hey, someone set a church on fire. Bonus points. Shelter following the detonation of an improvised explosive device. Both agents are treated for minor smoke inhalation, but otherwise suffered no injuries. Objects and entities recovered by MTF Pi 46 include paraphernalia depicting Jesus Christ, ranging from penance to crucifixes, defaced to appear as Colonel Sanders. You guys already thought it looked like that. Why would you need to deface it? Handwritten, photocopied flyers advising the Reformed Church of the Colonel. 5 tones of chicken, both raw and deep fried. 2 tones of the original recipe, found stashed in various homes. A marble font equipped with a heater and filled with oil, apparently acting as a deep fat fryer. A King James Bible, also Game Boy, with the majority of the words blacked out in marker pen. The remaining words describing the 11 secret herbs and spices recipe. Object was located inside a locked safe beneath the pulpit of the local church. Hey, someone robbed a church. More bonus points. How much more blasphemous can this get? A large assortment of armaments, including hunting rifles, handguns, homemade incendiary bombs, and 1 leaf blower converted to spray boiling oil. No chainsaws or flamethrowers? The fuck? Come on, those are super easy to improvise. 146 residents of Van Gogh dressed in golden brown oil-soaked rags, bearing various degrees of burn injuries. They were able to provide consistent details of the 3250 sighting, number 458, but could not remember anything else afterwards. Wait, why did they censor the number of civilians? Considering, they keep mentioning the 146 people. This is madness and not Sparta. 1 human corpse affixed to a wooden crucifix and coated in deep-fried KFC batter. Corpse was identical visual match for Colonel Sanders, who was at the time alive and under Foundation surveillance in Abbeville, Louisiana. Genetic sampling of the corpse returns a perfect match for Gallus domesticus, the domestic chicken. Origins of the corpse and reason for its genetic makeup remain unknown. What the actual fuck did I just read? I'm not gonna lie, that was the best thing I'd ever read. I'll let you guys go read some more shit. Have some fucking fun. Good night, even though this is gonna be up by like 2 o'clock or something. Goodbye!